morning, Christopher Dollar here with Donpreme Developers. It is Friday. Hope everyone had a really solid week. Donpreme.com on the way. We just got done finishing up our promotional shoot earlier this week. Went really well. So once everything's ready to roll out, we'll start, doing our formal, marketing in that perspective. But what I wanted to talk about today is simple. So, Donpreme Developers, our slogan is creating a better tomorrow today, right? And that saying has a lot of layers to it. When we say a better, tomorrow today, we're not necessarily talking about, the calendar date, right? Our tomorrow is our future generations, our children, people who aren't alive yet, our family members who we won't have the opportunity to meet, right? That's why we create a better tomorrow. We create a better environment and quality of life. We're doing that now. That's why we put it today. We're creating a better existence for them for tomorrow, but we're doing it right now. So, children. One thing that I see in, I guess this is just a unspoken rule that was just passed down for decades and decades at a time. So when we're talking about setting our kids up for success, let's just have an honest conversation, because having the traditional thought process, to me, it's time to speak on it, shake it up, really get rid of it and create something new. So yesterday I sat with two people in the bank, and similar situations from a family standpoint, but they had far different approaches to what they're setting their children up for in the future, right? The first lady that I sat with, she was pregnant at the time with her second child, and she already had a 3-year-old, and she was just talking about, putting money away in a savings account and deposit and so on and so forth. Then the second lady, she was just talking about how she used her severance pay from her job years ago and just kept putting it into stock and that money that she was getting from that, she was funneling to the UTMA account for her being the custodial for her children, right? So it got me thinking, because I spoke to both of them and I said, hey, if we're being honest, and this is more so geared towards the first lady, how often are we really going to deposit enough money to really make a difference in our child's life in 10 to 15 years? Like, how much money are we really going to put away? And again, that money's earning basically zero interest. You might get between 15 cents to $20 in interest per year, maybe. That's on the high end, right? So what I had explained to him is, I was like, listen, what approach I took was, I said, hey, I made a substantial amount of money in the stock market. Let me take this money that I made in the stock market and then let me buy real estate. So then I buy real estate, but not just, just a house in general. Let me buy a duplex, right? So now I'm getting twice the amount of income than I can get for just one place. And then what I do is I allow the funding that comes from what we make on the real estate side to now let that fund, not a savings account, but a brokerage account. Because now the money is working in my favor and in my kids' favor, opposed to me just putting or depositing money into a bank that's going to use that same money to do, any and everything out and make crazy interest on it once they lend it out. So I say all that to say, let's get creative. Don't just set your kids up financially just to pay a college $30,000 and $40,000 of that money. Like that's the old guard of thinking. The new guard of thinking is investing in things that you can pass down to your children. Obviously, real estate and stocks, that's a no-brainer. But when we start to dig deeper into it, and this is just for individuals in general who may have apprehension when it comes to investing in different things like that. You can't pass your job down to your kids. It's not transferable. You can't pass down your degrees. You can't pass down any of that. But what you can pass down is property. What you can pass down is intellectual property. What you can pass down are businesses and different assets, whether it be gold, silver, stocks, the list goes on. So I just, for those that got kids, you got to understand that's the most important asset that you have. So that asset requires other assets to, further improve the opportunities that they'll have to optimize their time. Because, what's greater than time? Time is the only thing that you can't get back. You can get money back. You can get, properties. You can get clothes, shoes. I can go to Jamaica 5 times in a year, right? But again, you can't get the time back. So just kind of think about that when you're thinking about setting your kids up, for the future. Don't just set your kids up just to go to college. I'm sorry, listen, I'm a college graduate, I get it, but, in regards to allowing them to have the freedom of time, because what is college doing? College is designing a platform for them to be an employee, to get a job, again, to devote maximum time to working and building another empire instead of the family's empire. So that's all I had today, just in regards to that. Because again, one of our focal points and most important things that we focus on is youth. What's greater than that? And obviously, if you can see all the things that are transpiring in neighborhoods, my hometown, Wilmington, Delaware, Philly, Chicago, all over the place, the youth, for in large part, are not. They don't have the best setup right now. It's not set up for them to succeed. It's set up for self-destruction. So that's all I had to say today. Let's just be more mindful and understand that the world is changing. Just keep continuously focusing on a college fund and a 529. Listen. We have to update our way of thinking. So that's all I got. Fridays, 89 degrees. It's going to be hot. I don't understand if it's hot or it's raining. Y'all can keep this summer because I'm just waiting for the fall because it's ridiculous. But enjoy y'all day, as will I.